clearly not a time. So this week's vlog is going to be a little bit different and out of focus, which is just what my eyes look like most of the time. But do I need to be in front of the window? Do I need to be closer? Yes, I need a halo, thank you. Basically, I was meant to start this vlog earlier in the week, but I didn't. I wish I had a more genuine and explicable reason, but I was tired and I didn't want to, is the crux of it. And the whole plan for this week is that Lucas, my husband, is working on the Easter service at Canterbury Cathedral, which is broadcast on the BBC, so he's part of the team that's broadcasting it. And Canterbury is a beautiful place, and I've only been once before, and that was a university open day, so I didn't really see any of the town. And he's here for 3 nights, so I thought I'd tag along. That's what we're doing. I'm making a vlog out of that. I left at 7 o'clock on Thursday morning yesterday. It was a very early start. I had a little nap in the car while he did all the driving, and then yeah, we got here about 10. I walked with him to the cathedral, where there was someone like on like a gated bit that was like, "What you doing?" And he was like, "I'm working." And I was like, "I'm not, bye." So I left him and went exploring, and I found lots of secondhand bookish shops. I'm always looking for bookshops. I don't need any incentive to spend my money. I found some lovely secondhand bookshops, had a good old mooch in Waterstones, had a coffee break at Cafe Nero where I read a bunch of A Game of Gods, which is my current read. I also found, it's currently acting as part of my tripod, but if you've been following for a while, you know that I've been listening to the audiobook for The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss since January. We're in my 3rd month of listening to this book, and I found a second-hand paperback copy for £2. I'm so excited. I'll definitely be able to read the end of it a lot faster with by co-reading it. I'm very optimistic that I might be able to finish that this weekend, but we'll see. So I found that. Basically just mooched around a lot yesterday, sat in a bunch of coffee shops and read nearly 50% of my current read, A Game of Gods. And I'm like, wow, I suddenly understand how all the booktubers get through so many books, because this is their life. Maybe not entirely their life, but you know, it's a decent chunk of it. So yeah, I basically I'd have a little mooch and then my back would start to hurt, so I'd go and find a coffee shop and I'd sit and read for an hour and a half. Then I'd go mooch a bit more, do some more exploring, find another coffee shop. Yeah, and I just did that. I've got about 60 pages left of Game of Gods. I would have finished it last night, but I started reading too late and I was too tired. But yeah, I read 264 pages yesterday, which is mental, and I would like to... I had so many plans for like taking my laptop and working in a bunch of cafes this weekend, and now I'm like, nope, just want to read. Just want to read. But I'm going to try and resist, and I am going to try and get some work done, because I've not posted a YouTube video for a while. I've carried on filming them, but I need to have a catch up on some editing, so that's what I'm going to try and do today. But I'm definitely going to finish A Game of Gods, and then I'm going to make a start on A Touch of Chaos, the final book in the series. This is a 600-page book, and I was like, really don't know if I'm going to finish it before the end of the month. But then I managed to read 264 pages in a day, and I was like, yeah, maybe I can do that. I've got 3 more full days in Canterbury because Lucas went off to work this morning. It's currently 10:54. My plan for today was to have like a computer-based day and not do too much reading, but he has just messaged and told me that the cathedral is free to enter today, and I said that I would have done a tour of the cathedral, but I didn't want to spend any money on it. So what I might do is go to the cathedral. I brought my Instax camera with me. I've only got 7 photos in it, and I don't have any spare film, so I need to be very sparing with it. And there's a cat cafe in town, which I would quite like to go to. And I'd rather go today than tomorrow, because today's Friday and I think Saturday is just going to be manic, so I think my best opportunity will be to do that today. And then Sunday, I'm not even sure anything's going to be open because it's Easter Sunday and we have to check out of here by 12. So not entirely sure what I'm going to do. I had a lovely day yesterday. I tried to get some kind of vloggy clips. I've been watching a lot of Carrie Can Read on YouTube. I'll link her channel down below. Not that she needs any boost from me because she is a very successful booktuber, but I'm really enjoying her content both on her main channel and her vlogging channel. So I'm trying to implement a bit of her style, which I'm really enjoying. Yeah, that's the update. That's the reading update. welcome to this week's vlog. It's a shorter one. Well, no, it might not be shorter because I'm hoping to vlog lots in this weekend, but it's half a week rather than a full week. And that's what felt right, and that's what we're gonna go with. So yeah, cool, thanks. And now that it's no longer a tripod, here is a little haul of what I got yesterday. I found a gorgeous little bookshop that did blind dates with a book, and I wasn't taken by a lot of the kind of like descriptions of them, but I did find one that I was vaguely interested in, and I really wanted to support the shop. And I've just realised the paper's a bit see-through, but either way, I can't see it properly, so I'll open that. I want to open that in a TikTok later. Then my £2 copy of The Name of the Wind. I'm so chuffed with this because I've thought about buying a new copy in Waterstones at least on 2 or 3 occasions, but I've just, because it is so chunky, I'm like, no, if I'm going to buy it, I'll buy it on Kindle. But to see a secondhand copy for £2, I just couldn't resist. It felt like fate. I need to find where I am so I can put a bookmark in, but there's that. And then I found these beautiful hardback editions of Six Crimson Crames and The Dragon's Promise by Elizabeth Lynn in another charity shop, and they were £3.50 each. And for these hardback editions, I was like, yeah, absolutely, take my money. That's my little haul. I've resisted. I think I did quite well considering how many shops I went into, but there's that. That's my book haul and my makeshift tripod. It is now a time 1:30, so I was out for a good couple of hours. I wanted to go to a coffee shop I'd just found on Google Maps, but when I walked there it was full and it looked really pretentious, and this shop is really wonky. There we go. So I suddenly turned around and walked back to another coffee shop that I passed on the way there that looked nice. Turned out it was also a bit pretentious, but I got a hot chocolate and a slice of cake, and that flapjack was not the best. I left most of it because it was so sweet it made me feel ill, and I was like, nope, yep, don't need that today. So after that I went into the cathedral. It was stunning, felt very peaceful in there. Could have spent longer, might go back, who knows, but it was nice to see that, to see the main attraction of Canterbury as it was. And then there was a few more places I'd found on Google Maps that I fancied a look at. I found a vintage superstore, I think they called themselves, but it was just like a high-end charity shop. It was one of those that takes vintage clothes and like makes it really expensive. So there was this old Disney sweater that was £38, and I was like, yeah, no, not my style, not my budget. So swiftly left there, walked past what looked like a fun board game cafe, but obviously not much use going in on my own, so I kind of looked lovingly at it and left. And then yeah, I went to that old bookshop. Anything that says books in the title that I found on Google Maps, I was like, yep, save that for later, I'll go visit. I'm not normally one for classics, but I do have a thing for old books. That shop smelt incredible. It was just overwhelmingly the smell of old books. It was really nice. So yeah, nice to have a look around there. And then I've got a couple of hours until I've got a booking at a cat cafe in town, which I'm really excited about, but also a bit nervous because I'm going on my own. I'm trying to be brave, but we'll see how long that lasts. And I was like, oh, what do? Do I go to another coffee shop before going to this cat cafe where I'm gonna have to buy, you know, food and drink? And then I thought, no, the hotel we're staying at is in the centre of town. I'll just go back there. So I've come back there. I've come back here, and also while I was in the coffee shop, I finished off listening to A Game of Gods by Scarlett Sinclair. No, this tripod really isn't having it. And the last 30 minutes had no smutty scenes, which was great because I listened to so many smutty scenes in public yesterday, and straight face, you never would have known, but oh, still getting a bit fed up of it. So no smutty scenes in the last 30 minutes, and it's really set up the kind of political fantasy war kind of side of the story that is parallel to the romance. So very much looking forward to starting A Touch of Chaos this afternoon. But whilst I was here, I thought I would take a spare bookmark and mark how far through The Name of the Wind I am. And you know what? I am quite close to the end. I'm on page 538 out. Well, you didn't even try there, did you? I'm quite good at looking at how many pages there are without spoiling anything, but that's 662 pages. So 130 odd pages left. Okay, we're just gonna, that'll do. That'll do. So yeah, now I'm very motivated to finish this, but I don't want to take a break from the Hades and Persephone saga, because I think with anything Greek, there's so many characters and so many gods and goddesses that I need to carry on reading it while they're fresh in my mind. I kind of want to go and read like the last 3 chapters of A Touch of Malice, which is the last book in the Persephone trilogy, to remind myself what was going on from her end, though I do vaguely remember, before I go into the finale. No, it's not on Kindle Unlimited, so I'm definitely not going to be catching up on A Touch of Malice, but I think I'll be fine. I've got the Hades side fresh in my mind, and I remember the kind of big pivotal event that happened at the end of the Persephone side, so looking forward to making a dent in that later. And then I think I'm going to really concentrate on that for the next couple of days, and then maybe try and finish this. It's really nice to have a physical version, and I think it will make this much easier to comprehend, because this is quite a dense fantasy. I think it would be described as an epic fantasy, and whilst it's very well written and relatively easy to follow, I think it will be easier for my brain when I've got the visual to go with the audio. I think I'm going to chill here for a few minutes, just have a few minutes of silence, and then there's loads of sofas and plug sockets and things downstairs, so I might go and try and edit a little bit downstairs in the seating area, and then actually that means I can come back up, leave my laptop here, and then go to the cat cafe, where I'm kind of tempted to take my book, but also, do I want to be reading Greek smut in a cat cafe? And I also need to buy a hairbrush because I want to have a shower tonight, and I did not bring mine with me. Update, it's been like 45 minutes and I haven't moved, and I have just now got the inspiration and the inclination to go to Superdrug and buy a hairbrush before I go to the cat cafe. So I'm gonna go do that. What's my step count looking at today? I'm 4,300 steps, so maybe I'll have another 10k day. I don't often do that, but exploring new places is a very good way to get your steps up. B-roll footage this morning with intent for that to preface a little bit of talking before, you know, and starting today's section of the vlog, and I filled up my SD card instead. I was literally filming that clip of packing my bag and then my SD card filled up, so I just went on my merry way. My plan for today was that I went to Cafe Nero and I sat there and worked for a little bit. So my first job was to clean my SD card, so now all of the footage is on my laptop ready and waiting to be edited, but I didn't fancy doing that, so you know, I drafted a blog post, did some other bits and bobs. Basically, I tried to plan my to-do list for this week to accommodate for not being at home, so obviously not planning things that required me being at home. But then what I did was, when we got here on Thursday, rather than doing anything on my list, I spent all day coffee shop hopping, which is a phrase that I'm going to keep using until it becomes a thing, because I think it's a wonderful phrase and it's so much fun to say. So I spent all day coffee shop hopping and reading instead of actually doing anything. So on Friday I started a new list. Writing everything down helps my brain process things, and I've been working off that. I've since added segments for Saturday and Sunday, and you know, I've been very productive today actually, but I've got some big vlog edits kind of looming over me, and there was another video that I filmed that I wanted to upload. I've been wanting to upload it for weeks, but I actually filmed it last week and I wanted to upload it this week. But the thought of, I was filming for an hour and that much footage scared me so much that I kept putting off editing it, and I thought, you know what, it's not worth it. It's not worth this stress. This is meant to be something I do for fun. So I've scrapped that video. So now I've got 2 vlogs that are mostly finished, as in finished filming, that I need to edit and upload. And I'm trying not to feel that same dread about those. But I have had a productive day. I've just edited a TikTok and I'm feeling tired. Like, you know, when you've just got that niggling headache that's starting to, you know, come to the front, and it's like, okay, if I don't stop and take a break, I'm gonna get a really bad headache. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna post that book talk video, do the captions and everything. I might sit and do my Duolingo, so that's done. And then either I'm gonna sit here and scroll on TikTok for a little bit, or read some more of my book, because I've been reading it on and off today. I read a little bit in Cafe Nero, and then I went and had lunch on my own, which was a bit scary, but I was very brave, and I read my book there for a little bit, and all I want to do is read. I might just let myself do that. I'm not sure what time Lucas is finishing work and what we're going to do for dinner. He wants to watch Ghostbusters Afterlife tonight, which is not the newest Ghostbusters film, but the new reboot one, and it's on BBC iPlayer, so we're going to watch that. I'm going to do a couple of phone jobs, and my battery light is flashing and I didn't bring any spare batteries, so I'm going to wrap this up here. But I've been taking lots of footage on my phone, so if the camera dies I'll just finish it on the phone. But that's where we're at. I have had a productive day. I hope you've enjoyed all the little b-roll vlog footage clips. I've been really trying to make an effort to be more intentional with this vlog, and I'm quite enjoying it, so I hope you're enjoying it too. Hello, it is technically Sunday morning, but only for another half an hour. It's Sunday morning, it's Easter Sunday, so the whole point of us being in Canterbury is that there is an Easter service at the cathedral, which is being broadcast on the telly, and that's what Lucas is working on. He's working on that broadcast, so he was up early this morning, but I believe the service has already ended and they're about to start de-rigging, so he'll be done in a couple of hours, which is much earlier than he thought he would be. But I've just had a really slow morning. The clocks changed last night, and I don't fare well in summertime. Like, I love the evenings, I love the lighter days, but I found before that I just feel like I'm in the wrong time zone for about 6 months of the year, which is obviously not the most fun way to be. I let myself stay in bed a bit longer this morning, and then I've just been packing up. I've acquired quite a few new books this week, so I've had to figure out how to pack all of those, and now I have to take all of our luggage to the car by myself. And normally I would be stubborn and do it in one trip, but seeing how there is my backpack, our snack bag with additional books in it, Lucas's hold all, my suitcase, that's it. but they're heavy, so I'm gonna take at least 2 trips. I don't know if I'm going to go for a walk. It looks pretty miserable outside, so maybe I won't do that, or if I'm just gonna go sit in a coffee shop. But I don't know what my options are going to be today because it is Easter Sunday, so there's Sunday hours, but also it's kind of a bank holiday, so don't know if anywhere's going to be open. But if they're not, I am just going to sneak back into the hotel and sit in the lobby. We'll take from that what we will. I think I'm going to try Costa today. I've been into Cafe Nero a couple of times, so it might be a Costa day today. But first stop, taking everything to the car, and my battery light's flashing, so gonna try and be sparing with how I use the camera. It's almost predictable at this stage that I will finish a vlog on a Monday instead of a Sunday, but what happened yesterday is Lucas finished at work way earlier than we anticipated, so I didn't get to do any of the things that were on my to-do list, but that was fine because we got to go home, which was definitely more exciting. So I kind of got ready to go, went and sat in Costa for about an hour reading my magazine, and then he was ready to go, so I met up with him. We went back to the car. He drove for 3 hours. I napped for about 2.5 of them. So I do feel a bit guilty about leaving him to drive on his own, but I'm a passenger princess. If you put me in the passenger seat of a car, I will fall asleep. Yeah, but by the time we got back, you know, we were tired. We were just glad to be home. So yeah, we didn't really do much. We went and got supplies for dinner, and we played video games with our friend, and that was it. Reading update wise, I've just hit the 30-40% mark of A Touch of Chaos, and I'm really enjoying it. I'll talk about it more in next week's vlog because I think that's when I'm going to finish it. So that's the end of this vlog. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed coming to Canterbury with me. I hope this has been entertaining in any way, shape or form. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you next week for some more bookish content. Bye!